Greetings, folks. Iolair back again with a second update from the World of Warships development blog posted today, Thursday, August 27th. I did a video just a few hours ago to cover changes that Wargaming is planning for ships that are in testing in 097, including the new U.S. Navy battleships that are part of the line split. This article covers new ships that are being announced that will be going into system testing in 099. There's no statement in here as to when these ships might become available. These are all preliminary stats, excuse me. And I'll just do a relatively quick walkthrough of the ships, some comparisons with other existing ships that are in the game at similar tiers and play styles. The details of all the ship characteristics, or the preliminary details, are listed at the end of the article, and I will leave a link to the article as usual in the video description. So the first ship is a Tier 9 Japanese battleship, the Hizen. This is a design project variant that preceded the Yamato. She will have 12 410 millimeter guns, which I assume are going to be basically the same as what we see on the Amagi. She looks like a pretty exciting ship. But the main thing that might be a little bit of a drawback is her Sigma right now is 1.7, which is going to make her kind of shotgunny, which is uncharacteristic of Japanese battleships, which tend to have pretty accurate guns. So if you're a fan of the Japanese battleships, this looks like a pretty exciting addition. Hopefully they might tighten up her accuracy a little bit, but looks like a fun ship to play. The next ship is a German destroyer at Tier 9, the Z-44. This is a variant of the 1936 Bravo modified hull. She will have two quintuple tube torpedo tube launchers with a fast reload. The base reload is 85 seconds. So if you combine that with the torpedo tubes modification upgrade in slot 6, as well as the torpedo armament expert skill, you can bring the reload, or at least the preliminary reload, down to just shy of 69 seconds. The range is very good at 12 kilometers. However, the alpha on the torpedoes is terrible at 13,700. These are basically long-range German battleship torpedoes. So they have the same concealment at 1.3, detected at 1.3 kilometers. They have the same speed at 64 knots, which for long-range torpedoes is kind of meh. But they are 12 kilometers. For me, however, the deal breaker is she is not expected to have hydro. And that to me kind of kills it for this ship. I'm a big German ship fan. Most of my regular viewers know this. A key hallmark of the German ships is having hydro, so that they can act as the cap bullies and that they can help drive flanks and be the forward scout ships, etc. And the lack of hydro really is going to turn her, I think, into kind of a one-trick pony. She's going to end, she's going to go the way of the Asashio, where she's kind of like this long-range torpedo spammer and really isn't going to be, a really strong cap contester. So we shall see. As you can tell in my voice that I'm not very enthusiastic about the design proposal in some ways, but we'll just have to see. The next ship is the sister ship to the Dunkirk. So the Strasbourg is going to be brought in as a Tier 7 premium. She will have largely the same characteristics as the Dunkirk, except her guns will reload much faster at 21 seconds compared to the Dunkirk, which reloads at 26 seconds. Plus, the Strasbourg will get the main battery reload booster, which will make her even stronger. Now, she will have essentially the same armor, or she will have the same armor as the Dunkirk. And since the Strasbourg at Tier 7 will see Tier 8 and even Tier 9 ships, whereas the Dunkirk won't see those, or will see fewer of those, the armor will be a more significant matter. So I see the Strasbourg working more as a mid-range battleship, but with a very strong reload and the classic very strong AP penetration characteristics of the French battleships. I can imagine that the Strasbourg is going to be a very effective ship, and I like playing the Dunkirk, so I look forward to seeing this ship in the game. The next ship announced is a Tier 10 British light cruiser, the Plymouth. Now, this is modeled based on the Edinburgh, and in fact, she looks very much like a Edinburgh, but she will have 16 rifles. So these are the same rifles as on the Edinburgh. They fire the short fuse Royal Navy AP only. She does not fire HE. But she has 16 rifles. She will have a base reload of 7.5 seconds. She will get radar, smoke, and hydro. So for those of you thinking, oh my God, this is a tier 10 Belfast with just AP, I think you're probably right. That's kind of my read on this. And I know that there's lots of mixed feelings about the Belfast, and that's certainly going to be reflected here, I think. Her radar range is going to be 9 kilometers. Her best concealment, if you factor in camo and the concealment system upgrade and the concealment expert skill, will be 9.1 or maybe 9.2 kilometers. So she won't be able to stealth radar like a radar Minotaur can, but she will have smoke. She will carry both smoke and radar. And I'm again here kind of a mixed feeling about that. So she clearly is going to be an excellent close support cruiser. But is she going to be too strong for her well, I mean, this is tier 10, is top tier, but still, even then, is she going to be too strong? I don't know. Now, there are comparisons in this article with the Minotaur, in addition to the fact that she doesn't have to give up radar or smoke. She takes both. But the Minotaur still has much better DPM. So the Minotaur's DPM is 600,000 hit points per minute. The Plymouth's, per the current design, will be just shy of 400,000. Her range is also not very good. I think it's 14. Let me scroll down to the details here. The range on the shells will be 14.3 kilometers, which is pretty small. And that doesn't give you much of a margin between, getting into range of opponents and potentially being in radar range. So I think there's going to be a significant sort of choice to be made whether you take the main battery modification upgrade to improve your reload, or you take the gunfire control system upgrade in slot 6 to improve the range. I suspect most people will do the latter. But this looks like a pretty impressive ship on paper. And again, I recommend that you guys go read through the details. Certainly those of you who like the Royal Navy light cruisers will be very enthusiastic about this ship and her current proposed design. The last ship that's been announced is a Commonwealth cruiser at Tier 6. This is based on the Fiji hull. This is the ship that was transferred to the Indian Navy. This is the Mysore or Mysuru. Hopefully somebody from Karnataka can make sure that I got the pronunciation correct on the native name of the city. But in any case, this is named after the Indian city of Mysore in Karnataka. So she will have the crawling smoke like other Commonwealth ships. She will not get a repair party consumable charge, but she will have hydro. So this looks like a kind of a fun ship at tier 6. Very, the same or very similar characteristics to the Fiji, but at tier 6. So should be a good ship to play for those of you who like the Perth and some of these other ships with the crawling smoke. Let me double check here. Yeah, it's nine guns. On the Mysore. So some interesting new ships that are coming to the game. Like I said, some of these look more compelling than others, I think. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what comes out of the early testing. Hopefully some of these get a little bit of love, like the German destroyer that I think probably needs to be made a little stronger for it to be competitive and not end up being a one-trick pony, but we shall see. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you found the information here interesting and useful. And as always, we hope to see you out there on the virtual seas, and we wish you happy sailing.